warm welcome to your evening news bulletin with Television Tonga News. Making headlines, His Majesty King Tibola VI will officially open Parliament tomorrow. Project in the Government Primary School of Lapaha starts the Pacific Partnership 2013, and Tonga benefits from a new surgery forgiveness stone. These and more stories, together with news from around the region, sports, world, and the latest weather forecast. I'm Fatai Whenga'a with your news for tonight. His Majesty King Tibola VI will officially open the next term of Parliament at 10:30 tomorrow morning. This is according to information from the Legislative Assembly. The normal proceedings for the official opening of Parliament will continue tomorrow after His Majesty's royal address from the throne. This includes the response to the royal address, then followed with deliberations on the government's budget estimate. Other norms will continue, such as the secondary schools parade along the main roads in Nuku'alofa. A special ceremony to mark the Pacific Partnership 2013 was marked this afternoon at the Maysville Naval Base in Tauliki. It is part of Tonga and United States Defense Force partnership program that help those who are less fortunate. The inaugural ceremony was held after the arrival of the USS Pearl Harbor from America to Tonga. It brings with it experts in health and other equipment to assist them in the project. Sinlato reports.
Present at this special program were the Honourable Prime Minister of Tonga, Lord Tuivaka-no, the Speaker of the House, Lord Whawhanua, together with the United States Ambassador to Tonga, Her Excellency Frankie Reid. USS Pearl Harbor, docked at Tonga's waters, has brought with it more than 700 soldiers, doctors, nurses and volunteer civilians from Europe, Asia and the Pacific. In the Honourable Prime Minister's address, he says this is a huge assistance to Tonga which will boost the ties of the two countries.
Your donation and provision of information, exchange and skill transfer needed relief to our people and the assistance in these areas that we are not always able to meet financially and technically.
On board the American ship are equipment which will be used in this development programs, together with food for the personnel. According to Commander Captain Wallace Lovely, this will strengthen ties of the military officers.
The relationships built and sustained through multi-agency, multinational teams enhance our ability to rapidly respond and work collectively in support of emergency humanitarian assistance and disaster relief during times of disaster and crisis, so that we can execute and execute well. Put simply, this mission allows us to prepare in calm so that we may execute effectively during crisis.
The USS Pearl Harbor will be in Tonga with its passengers for 10 days. Also present at the inaugural event were nobles, parliamentarians, leaders of different ministries, personnel traveling on the American ship, and many guests. For Television Tonga News, I'm Sinlato.
Meantime, the Pacific Partnership project began with the construction work of classrooms at the Lapaha Government Primary Schools. Sinlato was there and filed this report.
The United States Ambassador to Tonga, Her Excellency Frankie Reid, visited the Government Primary School of Lapaha, whilst construction work is underway. Her Excellency Reid was a former teacher in West Africa for 2 years, is delighted to visit the project site in the eastern side of Tongatapu. She says the classroom is almost as important as the lessons taught to the students.
I believe that education and building a safe and secure environment for our children to learn and prosper is critical in their development. And I commend the construction work that's been undertaken by Pacific Partnership and the partners on the ground to make a positive change for the young children who attend Lapaha Primary School, and will no doubt have a positive impact on their future.
Whilst visiting, the ambassador presented a gift, a book about America, to the school, and was received by one of the teachers, Elisabetta Vaulupe. Another teacher, Tulu Kawaifiafi, says the assistant is very useful to the school. We are grateful, the principal, teachers and the PTA, of the assistant to build 3 new classrooms. The PTA also funded to build an extra classroom, making it 4 new classrooms. Why we are grateful? Because there are more students in the school, but the classrooms are small. Leading the team of carpenters from Tonga Defence Service is Sergeant Osayasi B.A. and joined by residents of Lapaha. Carpenters from the U.S. Defence Force will join the work tomorrow. These new classrooms will be completed by next week. This is the third time Tonga has received assistance from this program. Also fortunate for this program are Samoa, Kiribati, Solomon Islands and the Marshall Islands. For Television Tonga News, I'm Singlato.
3 men have been found guilty of attempted armed robbery and grievous bodily harm. The trio, Sefo Angilau, Sione Angilau, Sefo Moala and Tafo Faleofa, were yesterday convicted at the Supreme Court in Nuku'alofa. The judgment was delivered by Justice Charles Gato at the Supreme Court. The 3 men were found guilty for a robbery of the Asco Motors gas station at Kolofo'o in 2011. One of the accused also shot Vilia Mikulo, a former manager of the station at the time. The sentencing will be delivered on July 12th. The connection of the fibre optic cable to its main office at Sopo o Taufa'ahau is underway. This is after 1.5 weeks of laying the cable on the seabed connecting from Silver Fiji to Nuku'alofa. Pierre Ollier reports.
The fibre optic cable is currently connected to its main office in Nuku'alofa. Several engineers and overseas technical advisors carry out the work. Speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News, the CEO of the Ministry of Information and Communication, Paula Ma'u, says these developments will boost Tonga internet capacity.
Landing station Tonga Cable Limited.
The process of connecting the cable from the ocean to its headquarters includes connection to computerized equipment. This is to test how effective the cable is. The internet will then be connected from the Southern Cross Company of Fiji. The capability of this new tool will also be tested by its local carriers, TCC and Digicel. Meanwhile, the invited guests toured around the cable ship this afternoon. The vessel arrived with 60 crewmen, including Frenchmen and Philippines experts, and will return tomorrow. Pierre Ollier for Television Tonga News.
Tonga is one of the first countries in the Pacific to use a new form of surgery to remove kidney stone, thanks to a team of surgeons from Australia. Pierre Ollier again reports.
Dr. Philip Mackay is one of the surgeons visiting Tonga, said the recovery time for patients operated using the new technique is faster. He emphasized the importance of drinking a lot of water and avoiding drinking of a lot of tea and consuming a lot of chocolate because they contain chemicals that contribute to kidney stone.
This is an example of a stone in the kidney. This is the big white dot is the stone. The sort of outer parts are the meaty parts of the kidney. So we make the hole directly into that. We could break that up into say 5 or 6 little bits, pull the bits out. To get rid of a stone like that would take about an hour, and the patient can usually go home the next day.
He said the normal procedure usually takes 7 to 12 days for the patient to recover. The 2-member team is in Nuku'alofa under the AusAid assistance.
The best thing about this visit is the fact that we've brought new surgery to the Pacific, which has not been available in the Pacific at all. Surgery that's been in Australia and New Zealand for 20 years, and now it's first time here, and it'll be the standard way we fix big kidney stones. But the other thing I've noticed coming over 3 years is the upgrading of the staff for our specialty of urology. They're becoming more competent, more confident, and the work that we do here is now almost routine for them.
The surgery team was in Tonga due to assistance from AusAid. Reporting for Television Tonga, I'm Pierre Ollier.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints will celebrate its 30th anniversary in Hapai this Friday. Reports from our correspondent in Pangai, Moimoi Fahua, says church members presented traditional gifts to the Honourable Governor of the island after accepting their invitation to become the guest of honour. More on that story with Pierre Olie.
The residents of Hawaii will celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints this Friday. Radio and Television Tonga's news correspondent in the island, Moifahua, says foreign media, national and church leaders from the congregation in Nuku'alofa is in the island to join the celebration. He says members have carried and presented traditional gifts to the governor of Hawaii, Lord Tuihangana, and the Tukumo Faila residents, thanking him for accepting their invitation to be the guest of honor at the ceremony. In the meantime, church members from abroad have arrived in the island to take part in the program. Pierre Ollier for Television Tonga News.
And that's the local news. Up next is the latest from around the region.